Canadian Conservatives in Calgary forging a path forward.
With Pierre Poilievre as our leader, the best is yet to come.
And a critical test for their leader. Alberta separatists visit Trump officials in Washington asking for financial support.
There's an old-fashioned word for that, and that word is treason.
What was discussed and why it led the PM to remind the U.S. to respect Canadian sovereignty. And the Middle Eastern airline that will offer non-stop service from YYC to UAE.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla Di Giuseppe.
Good evening. The Federal Conservative Convention kicked off in Calgary tonight. It's the first one since last spring's election where the Conservatives under Pierre Poilievre fell to Mark Carney and the Liberals. And on the eve of Poilievre's leadership review vote, party delegates were reminded why he is still the man to lead them.
Under Pierre's leadership, we saw Canadians who had never taken a look at the Conservative Party before line up for hours to hear his message of hope.
So I'm confident that Pierre, as our leader, we will come out this weekend even stronger, even more united, showing Canadians that we're ready to govern.
Several Conservative MPs and National Council members addressed a packed convention floor at BMO Centre tonight. They also took aim at the current Prime Minister and a decade's worth of Liberal policies, which Conservatives say has hurt everyday Canadians. Poilievre himself did not speak on night one of the three-day convention, but he is set to deliver the keynote speech tomorrow evening before the crucial vote. Here's Jordan Canagan with more.
The chairs are ready and the stage is set for the Federal Conservative Party's national convention.
This is the only time he will have this year where he gets 3 days, basically, 3 days of attention on him in a venue that he controls to the nth degree.
The Calgary event offers a chance for a reset and to chart a path forward. Pierre Poilievre will face a leadership review after losing the election and his Ottawa seat, giving delegates a chance to vote on whether he stays on.
I will be voting to keep him. I do think he's the best person to continue to lead this party.
And I'm torn, honestly. I feel like part of me believes that, I like an underdog. I love a good redemption story, but I also want the message to come across very clearly that mistakes were made.
Mistakes in a campaign that saw the Conservatives lose a double-digit lead in the polls and fail to form government. Still, support for Poilievre is expected to remain high.
I think that he's going to do well, but that's the beauty of our membership, is that it's in their hands to decide. I just have one vote, so it's every member who attends here as a delegate will have an opportunity to contribute to that.
Delegates and members will also have their say on policy. Priorities will be discussed in sessions through Friday and Saturday, though Poilievre isn't bound by any proposals that make it to the floor.
But it will be an opportunity for the party and for Mr. Poilievre's team to engineer, if you want, an issue onto the floor or a set of issues on the floor that they're interested in. If they take advantage of that opportunity, Mr. Harper certainly did in 2005, that'll be an indication of what they're investing their time and effort in.
Jordan Canagan, CTV News, Calgary.
That leadership review vote isn't open to all members of the party. It will be up to delegates who are representing ridings across Canada. BC Premier David Eby spoke out today on Alberta's separatist movement, referring specifically to a reported meeting between members of the group and White House officials, calling their actions treason. Strong words from Eby as the Prime Minister was hosting his provincial counterparts in Ottawa. As Tyler Barrow reports, the Alberta separatist group is not taking kindly to the accusation.
Jeffrey Rath spent this week shaking hands with fellow Alberta separatists at a Calgary rally, but he's also been busy traveling to the U.S. Capitol to court support and money from the Trump administration.
Whether that facility would be available on a going forward basis, and whether it's with U.S. Treasury or Goldman Sachs or J.P. Morgan through a bond issue or whatever, we're looking at all of the options.
The lawyer for Stay Free Alberta says he's had several discussions last year with U.S. State Department officials that include doing a feasibility study on whether to ask for a $500 billion credit facility from them in the event of a successful independence referendum. BC Premier David Eby had harsh words for the idea.
To go to a foreign country and to ask for assistance in breaking up Canada, There's an old-fashioned word for that, and that word is treason.
At the First Minister's Conference in Ottawa, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith says the decision for a group to meet with U.S. officials is a reflection of their discontent with Ottawa.
I'm not going to demonize or marginalize a million of my fellow citizens when they've got legitimate grievances.
Prime Minister Mark Carney says he's never discussed Alberta independence with U.S. President Donald Trump.
We expect the U.S. administration to respect Canadian sovereignty.
The U.S. State Department said it regularly meets with civil society types and no commitments were made. A similar response from the White House, which tells CTV News no support or commitments were conveyed. Meanwhile, First Nations leaders gathered in Edmonton Thursday to stand against Alberta separatism or becoming the 51st state.
Stop disrespecting treaty rights, stop undermining the Constitution, and don't let ambitions of a few put the rights and stability of many at risk.
While these First Nations leaders are worried about foreign interference, Calgarians say treason allegations aren't warranted.
I think it's unfair what he said. It's not quite treason.
I'm not sure a single meeting is enough to call something treason.
I don't think he has a right to make any kind of comments regarding Alberta's people choices.
Jeffrey Rath has another word for it.
It's ludicrous, right? I mean, we're there on a fact-finding basis. There's nothing treasonous about it.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
A reaction to the day's developments has been swift from politicians of all stripes, including Alberta's opposition leader.
This is Danielle Smith's fault. Danielle Smith caused all of this. By pandering to the separatists, by coddling them, by cozying up to Trump, by cozying up to those who want Alberta to be the 51st state, all for her own political gain. She has caused this.
Ontario's Doug Ford described the meeting as going behind Canada's back at a time when it should be sticking together, while former Premier Jason Kenney defended Smith, saying there are many Albertans with deep legitimate concerns with how the feds have treated the province and particularly the resource energy sector. Also during the First Minister's meeting, Premier Danielle Smith discussing a new potential pipeline route to BC. She now says the pipeline path may not run through to Kitimat on BC's northern coast after all. The comments were made during the First Minister's meeting in Ottawa earlier in the day. She says Kitimat is too tricky to navigate and other deep water ports are being considered. Smith did not mention Prince Rupert, but Metro Vancouver could once again be an option. However, she didn't say whether that means expanding capacity of the Trans Mountain pipeline further or tripling the line.
Premier Eby has spoken about expanding the Trans Mountain pipeline. I think that if we could move at pace on that, I think that would be one of the pressure release valves. But for sure, there is an open and robust market waiting for more Canadian energy.
She added that Asian countries are keen for Alberta energy, and she's calling on Ottawa to move quickly so that a private proponent would feel comfortable to back a pipeline project. Danielle is in with our first look at the weather. This Chinook, it just keeps on giving.
Keeps on giving, keeps on building. You know, if you didn't get to enjoy the weather, we got to the double digits today, 10 degrees in the city, by the way. If you didn't enjoy that today, well, you have the next day and the day after that and after that, right up until next Sunday. We'll have this warmth. All right, 0 to kick off the day tomorrow morning. Went off to work and school. Small chance of a little drizzle. Very isolated, small chance. Getting gusty in the afternoon up to 50 kilometers per hour. Mainly cloudy for the day and a high of at least 9. Full forecast just ahead.
All right, Danielle, thanks so much. And Calgary has opened its doors to the Middle East with a new direct nonstop flight to the United Arab Emirates. Starting November 3rd, Etihad Airways will fly between Abu Dhabi and Calgary 4 times weekly. It comes after the federal government signed a massive trade deal recently in the Middle East. The first flight will be 1 year to the day after Alberta's international office in Abu Dhabi opened. The province believes trade will increase as it exported about $248 million of agricultural goods to the UAE in 2024. The airline expects demand to be high.
We see Calgary as an underserved market from the Middle East. So we saw the demand across both business and leisure sectors. And there's also significant demand from the visit family and relatives sector, given the large Indian and Middle Eastern communities in Calgary.
The cheapest round-trip ticket on the new route is around $1,200. Total flying time is just under 14 hours, which is one of the airline's longest flights. Next, new harsher provincial penalties aimed at predatory tow truck practices and how to protect yourself if you face pressure from a towing company. Calgary police are welcoming a new member today, one with 4 paws and a calming presence. Sadie is the service's first operational stress intervention dog. The specially trained Black Lab will help support all members of the Calgary Police Service after difficult calls. The 2-year-old was bred and trained by BC and Alberta guide dogs with funding from Wounded Warriors Canada and Pulling Together for Mental Health. Police say the initiative is part of a broader push to prioritize mental health among members. RCMP are on the hunt for several suspects after a home invasion in southwest Airdrie this morning. It happened just before 9. Officers say the homeowner came face to face with 3 masked intruders who were wearing black clothing and were armed. Mounties say they had what appeared to be a firearm and bear spray. The homeowner received minor injuries during the frightening encounter. The suspects fled in a vehicle. The Calgary Police helicopter and RCMP K9 unit also responded, but so far there's been no arrests. And police have made an arrest in a doorstep assault case earlier this week. They released images of a suspect after a man banged on a door in Copperfield, demanding to speak to a certain person. Homeowners said no one by that name lives there, and then the man assaulted the homeowner. Now police say they took someone into custody after a tip from the public. No name or details on charges have been released. And West Edmonton Mall was under lockdown today after an apparent shooting. Police say 2 males were walking near the Bourbon Street dining area of the mall when one discharged what appeared to be a firearm at the other. One person nearby spotted what appears to be a bullet casing and a bullet hole nearby. No injuries have been reported. The mall was put into lockdown but has since been lifted. The extortion crime wave that has hit Western Canadian cities was a hot topic at today's First Ministers meeting.
What we're seeing in Surrey is it's a terror attack in slow motion.
BC Premier David Eby wants Parliament to pass Bill C-14. Last month, the Border Services Agency says 15 foreigners facing extortion charges applied for refugee status. Bill C-14 would prevent that. Surrey, BC, Calgary, Edmonton, and Winnipeg have had homes sprayed with gunfire and businesses set on fire. Calgary's police chief says CPS continues to collaborate with other law enforcement agencies.
It is a growing concern. We have got resources redeployed to assist with this situation. We're working with many of our partners, both within the city, outside of the city, within the province, outside of the province. So we're doing lots of work behind the scenes. We're reaching out to the community.
The chief says a town hall meeting is planned for Thursday next week in the community of Redstone, where a gunman fired several shots into a home last weekend. Steep fines and jail time are on the way for predatory tow truck drivers. The practice, which sees towing companies taking advantage of drivers after an accident, has become more widespread in our province. Tim Brooke explains who's being targeted and what the new penalties mean for violators.
The towing industry has changed since Big Hill started up 49 years ago.
The public have lost some confidence in the towing industry, and that's painful for those of us who've been doing it for this long.
This company says it operates completely above board, but thanks to bad actors, its reputation has taken a hit. Take the Duchek family. When their car was totaled, a company was on scene immediately, offering a verbal deal that was never honored.
What I thought was going to be about $300 was going to be $3,000.
It's just one story of predatory towing. Operators often show up to crash scenes before even emergency crews. Once there, they'll use aggressive tactics to get drivers on their side and then hand out sky-high invoices after the fact.
You know, after an accident, your adrenaline's pumping, you're kind of panicked, and you think these guys are there to help you, and they're really not.
And so, changes are coming. Starting in April, violators could face fines as high as $300,000 or up to 2 years behind bars.
A lot of them is related to organized crime. And that's why they're so good at it. That's why they're when they were shut out of business in Ontario, that's why they moved west.
The new rules mean all drivers must clearly communicate all towing and storage costs and obtain complete consent before towing begins.
If we go down this path and we see that it's not working, yeah, we're prepared to take more action, whatever's required to protect Albertans.
Big Hill Towing wants the move to help Albertans and the names of those just trying to do their job.
The hope is that this is enough to make sure that the people who have no intention of running ethical businesses in service to the community just go away.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Legitimate tow truck companies will never use high-pressure tactics to get your business. If you're involved in a collision and require help, it is always a good idea to wait for first responders before agreeing to have your vehicle towed. Well, Danielle Savoni has her weather details coming up in her Skywatch forecast. And if you liked what you saw today, more is on the way. Details next.
Well, BC and Alberta have all the warm air in the country, as you can see here. Look at all the green, and you can see all the blue and the much colder temperatures to the east of us. In the city today, we got up to 10 degrees. Not bad for the end of January. So this is certainly that false spring. Spring doesn't officially begin until March 20th, but it certainly will feel like it right up until next Sunday. Then the weather pattern really does change next Sunday. But this is the weather pattern we are in for the next 10 plus days. Here's the jet stream in the darker green here. This is a ridge of high pressure. The jet stream will fluctuate, but for the most part, we will be on the south. We will be south of the jet stream. So that's warmer push of air from the states. Ridge of high pressure promoting sinking air, stability. That's why we don't really have any active weather in our longer term forecast. We do, though, have wind gusts. This is a look at wind gusts today. The max was 70 in Pincher Creek, mid 50s for Lethbridge, and low 40s for Calgary. When we fast forward to tomorrow, 90 is possible in Pincher Creek, 70 for Lethbridge, and 50 for Calgary. So certainly a gustier day tomorrow, even 40s for Medicine Hat Brooks and 30 for the Drumheller area. So a windy day tomorrow, but temperatures in most communities will even get a little higher than what we had today, believe it or not. We've had the cloud cover push in. We have a small chance of an isolated shower in the city. If you can see that little pocket right there, around 9 a.m., you may see some mist or a light sprinkle. Very isolated, very brief. If you see anything at all, we'll certainly have the cloud cover out there, though. Mainly cloudy skies. In the morning hours, small chance of a shower in Lethbridge and south of Lethbridge. And then we have a little bout of rain east of the QE2. Calgary might see some of this, but this is while most people are sleeping. Friday night and through really early Saturday morning. That's the only real moisture I'm seeing in the forecast, and it's nothing significant, unfortunately. 9 degrees is our high for tomorrow. If you like the warmer temperatures, wow, this is a forecast for you. Double digits again, and this is at least 9 for tomorrow. We may get higher than that as those winds pick up. 10 degrees for Saturday, 8 and 9 for Sunday and Monday. Back to the double digits for Tuesday. And here's a look at the 10-day trend, which is exceptional. By Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next week, at least the double digits. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, likely in the teens. And we don't start our real cool down until next Sunday.
That's quite the stretch, Danielle. Thank you. Our regular viewers will be familiar with his work. Calgary photographer, along with another Southern Alberta shutterbug, receives a national honor. The Calgary Flames were back in action tonight in Minnesota.
Gets your check. Now the Flames moving in. Frost pulls, shoots, scores! Morgan Frost!
The Flames' Morgan Frost gets his team on the board in the third period to cut the Wild's lead in half, making it 2-1. But Minnesota will get the best of Calgary tonight, finding the back of the net 2 more times. The final 4-1. Flames face San Jose on Saturday.
Great read by Waterroot. Here comes Vaughn. Waterroot to the backhand, and he buries it.
The Scotiabank Saddledome hosted yet another Crowchild Classic featuring some of the best university hockey talent in the city, and they played in front of a boisterous crowd of supporters. The UFC Dinos and Mount Royal Cougars men's and women's teams hit the ice. In the men's game, MRU would beat the Dinos 2-1, and on the women's side, that game was played earlier in the day. The Dinos would hold on for a 2-1 victory. A pair of Southern Alberta photographers are among those taking top honors in the Canadian Geographic Photo of the Year competition. Our Kevin Green caught up with them today as they celebrated the distinction.
Regular viewers of CTV will be familiar with the stunning photographs Calgary's Matt Melnick takes of the Northern Lights. But it was this picture Melnick captured of a lightning strike just southeast of Calgary that took top honors in weather, seasons, and skies in the Canadian Geographic Photo competition.
You know, I was looking at everyone else's photos and there was some unbelievable stuff. So I was a little bit shocked, but also, you know, very excited and happy and thrilled. And it's an amazing achievement, absolutely.
Photos were judged in 4 categories, the others being flora, fauna, and fungi, epic landscapes, and outdoor adventure, which is where Banff's Will Lambert took top honors with this shot of a friend climbing inside an ice cave at Jasper's Dome Glacier.
It was a particularly memorable day out with a couple of good friends and there just with the intention of exploring if we create something great, but just an amazing day out in the mountains. And yeah, I think this was one particular one that did come out really well, but you just never know, right?
Over half the top photos in this year's Canadian Geographic contest came from Western Canada.
I really just think it's because of the geographic diversity of particularly Alberta and BC. I mean, you've got the mountains, you've got wide open prairie, you've got incredible thunderstorms, you've got tremendous biodiversity in the mountains, on the coast.
For Melnick, it's also about planning and execution.
I put some planning into it. I frame it and basically, yeah, see the picture before you take it. I can kind of see that. I call it my superpower.
Lambert, however, doesn't overthink his adventure photos.
I think sometimes going with less of a plan and just the only intention being out there and having a great day, being safe and enjoying the mountains that you're out in, you know, anything else is a bonus.
There were over 7,000 entries in this year's Canadian Geographic Photograph Contest. Anthony Bucci of Port McNeill, BC, took top honors as Photographer of the Year. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Beautiful indeed. The complete set of winning images will be published in Canadian Geographic's March-April 2026 issue, available on newsstands from February 16th. Congratulations to all. Well, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.